Hello everyone, SignVector241 here, back with another video. It's been a while, but I've been able to port over the PC version of VoiceCraft to Android. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So first of all, what you want to do is you will need to navigate to this repository where will contain the software. The link will be in the description below. It will be a GitHub repository, so https://github.com, and you will need to look over to the right hand side of the page and click on releases where my cursor is. And what this will take you is to a page where all of the VoiceCraft releases have been compiled and published. So what we need to do is we need to download the latest release, which is v1.3.1-alpha. We need to click on that, and it will bring up a list of assets that we can download. The com.sign.voicecraft_android.apk is for Android devices, and the voicecraft-pc.zip is for PC devices such as Windows. And for server side, or the hosters, what you'll need to do is you need to download these two files to set up your hosting. But since I've already have these downloaded, I will show you currently what to do for the hosting side. So, as said before, for the hosters, you will need to download the voicecraft-server.zip and the voicecraft addon bp.zip. What you'll also need to download is the Bedrock dedicated server, or BDS for short. The link will be in the description below, so it's https://www.minecraft.net, and what you'll need to do is you'll need to tick one of these boxes depending on which platform you're running it on, and click on download. So once you have done the downloads, you should have these three files: the Bedrock server, the VoiceCraft add-on, and the VoiceCraft server. And you will need to extract all of them. So to set up, what we'll need to do is we'll start off with the VoiceCraft server, and all you need to do is just double click on voicecraft_server.exe. And there we go, it's running. However, if for some reason you do not have the drivers installed on your server, and a console window pops up, then instantly closes, what you will need to do is you will need to click on an empty space in the directory part of your file explorer, type in cmd, and what this will do is it will open up a command line in the directory that you are in, and all you need to do is just copy the name of the voicecraft-server_server.exe and paste it into the command line. So, as you can see, it's now running the server. And it should contain a link if you do not have the drivers installed. Another issue that you might also run into is a permissions error. So say for example, I have a different permission on the MCCOM port, which is usually where the permission error is at. So now, if we try and run the VoiceCraft server, as you can see, there is an error. So, as a quick fix, you can actually run this as an administrator, or you can run this command inside an administrator terminal, which we won't do just for the start, but as a quick fix, you can just run this as an administrator and it will work properly. So right now I'm just going to change this back to 9050, and that should be good. And once we run this, I already have everything configured, so this now runs properly. So now we can keep this running in the background. Now, on to the Bedrock server. First, what you want to do is you will need to create a world with the beta APIs modules enabled and the VoiceCraft server or VoiceCraft add-on linked to it. So to do that, all we need to do is to create a new world, and we need to enable under experiments on the left hand side beta APIs. Turn on experiments anyways, and we will just set some settings. So we'll just take that, and then we will just enable cheats, always stay, that, and hopefully that should be all good. So let's create the world. And we have got the world. So now we can exit out. My world is here. And we can scroll all the way down and click on Export World. So I will be exporting this into the Bedrock server. Now, in the Bedrock server, by default, it won't have the worlds folder. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to create a folder called worlds, and we can just export our Minecraft world into that folder. So it is currently done. So now let's make this actually readable by the server, and to do that, all we have to do is rename this to .zip. And that is all we have to do. We'll come up with an error, but since .mcworld and .zip are exactly the same thing, this will not corrupt anything, or will not corrupt your world. So we need to extract it. We'll extract the world, and there is all of our world data. So we can go ahead and delete the .zip file. We'll just close that window for now. And we will need to put our pack onto the world. And to do this, we need to navigate to where our VoiceCraft add-on is, go inside it, so we just have VoiceCraft_addon and then everything else inside it. So we need to copy that, go to our world in our server, create a new folder called behavior_packs. Make sure you don't put a U because there's usually a grammar thing. I always get caught out by this. And we go inside it and paste the add-on. And there is our add-on. So now we need to enable the add-on onto our world. And to do this, we can go inside the manifest.json. So this will contain the information that we need to enable the pack. And all we need to do is copy the UUID, which is right here, just under pack.name, pack.description, and the min-end version. So we can copy that UUID, we can exit out, go back to our world files, and open world_behavior_packs.json. If you do not have this file already in your world, you can just create it by creating a new text document and naming it .json. But for now, since we already have it in there, you can just open the file, and what you need to do is you need to create curly braces, so an object like type of thing. See if I can zoom in. There we are. And we need to add a string called pack_id. Give it the value of the UUID that we just copied from the pack. Put a comma. Type in version. So we have the apostrophe, I believe that's what it's called. Version. And then we need to put a square bracket And then since the version of our pack is 100, it should be 1, 0, 0. And that should be all we need to do for this. So right now we can just exit out. Then we can navigate to the bedrock-server-1.19, and all we need to do is we need to go into server.properties, and this will contain the information that, well, all of the settings that we need to enable the world. So to do this, we will just scroll all the way down until we find level-name, which by default is set to bedrock level, and we need it, and we need to change this to the file name of our world, which is my world. And you can put spaces in there, you don't need any underscores. So my world, that will be fine. So right now I'll just also enable the cheats just to make things a bit easier for us. Then now we can exit out of this. Then the last thing that we need to do is we need to enable a certain module inside the server so the add-on pack works. And to do this, we need to go to the config folder in our server, default, then go inside permissions.json. What we need to do is we need to add an extra module. So what we need to do is comma, then apostrophes at Minecraft /server-net. And what this will do is it will allow the server to communicate with the VoiceCraft server. So save that. Then now we can start the server. And any firewall allow access. So as you can see, the server has been started. So you can connect to it now by going into Minecraft and clicking on connect. So while that is connecting, we should begin. So as a test, we'll just see if the add-on pack is working. As you can see, it is working because it registered the exclamation mark as a custom prefix for, like, say, slash or an exclamation mark. And what we need to do is we need to type in a specific command to get the Minecraft server communicating with the VoiceCraft server. And to do this, what we need to do is we need to get the server key from the VoiceCraft server. And you will see here, under mccom, which is in brackets, server key ... and then the key. So all we need to do is we need to highlight that and copy it. Then what we can do is we need to type in exclamation mark connect, then the IP of our server. Now, the IP of our server, if it's hosted on a different machine, will not be the IP that I will be typing in. But since the VoiceCraft server and the Minecraft server are on the same machine, we can just type in the localhost IP address, which is 127.0.0.1 space, then the port the MCCom is running on. So by default, if we take a look at the VoiceCraft server and server properties.json, as you can see, the MCCom port, which is the one that we'll be using, is set at 9050. So we need to type in 9050, then the key, and that is the command. So we type that in, and login accepted, server successfully linked. And that is all you need to do. So what the heck happened to my hand? Mojang, please fix. Alright, now let's move on to the client side. So as mentioned earlier in the video, what you'll need to do is either download the Android APK app for Android devices or the VoiceCraft-PC for Windows devices. So right now, since I'm on a Windows device, I have the VoiceCraft-PC.zip. So we need to extract it. There we are. Go inside and we can click on voice-proximity-chat.exe. And of course, since Windows is protecting our PC, it will come up with that since it doesn't recognize it. So, right now, a window will pop up, but an issue that you might also run into is if you try and run the exe file, an error message will probably come up and say that you need to install the drivers. And to do that, it will take you to a page like this one where you download the .NET SDK and you will need to install the .NET 6.0. Now, this is very important because you need specifically .NET 6.0. If you download .NET 7.0, it will not work. So it's better if you download .NET 6.0. So let's run this. What we need to do is we need to add server. We'll click on add server. Now, it will take you to this page where you can set the name of the server and the server IP and port. So I'm going to enable this, name this server as test. And since we are connecting to the VoiceCraft server, which is on the same machine, all we need to do is we need to type in the same localhost port. But if, for example, the hoster puts it on a different machine, the hoster will need to give you the IP address to connect to it. But since we are on the same machine, localhost IP it is. So it's 127.0.0.1. And the port should also be given by the hoster so you can actually connect to it. So we click on add server, and there we are. We have our server added. So right now, what you need to do is you need to click. So you select this, and then you need to click on connect. And what this will do is it will give you a key so you can link your in-game player to the application, and it is also waiting for binding. So what you need to do right now after this is you need to remember your key. So WN1S8. WN1S8. Right. So what you need to do is you need to connect to the server that the VoiceCraft server is linked to, or the VoiceCraft server that you're connecting to. And what you need to do is in chat, you need to type in !bind and then our key, which is WN1S8 as before. So WN1S8, and then we enter it in and we are binded, and we should be able to talk with other players. So hopefully that was thorough enough. I will show you how to do it on the mobile side as well. Alright, so right now I am on my phone, and as you can see I have the APK file installed. So all we need to do is we need to just click on it, and it will say, do you want to install this app? You need to click on install, and once it's done, it should be somewhere in here. So as you can see, there is our app. So right now you can open it. What you need to do is you need to allow this so you know whether it's running in the background or not. Now, to add our server, what we need to do is we need to click on the plus sign on the top right and put in the name of our server. So we'll name this test 1. And then the IP and port of the server. So right now, since it's connected to my PC, or that I'm going to connect to my PC, I need to type in the IP address for my PC, which I will blur out. So that is that IP address. And then we need to click on Add Server. And there we are. We have our server. So all you need to do is click on Connect, and you need to click on, while using the app, you need to give it permission so it actually uses it. And then as you can see, it gives you the same information as what we had on the PC version. And with our key, it's L6VWP. So what we can do is we can exit out and open Minecraft. And here we are in game. So we generally do the same setup, which, if we remember our key, which was L6VWP, so we do the same, exclamation mark, L6VWP, and we click on enter. We have binded. So that should be good. So we can actually walk away and walk towards people. And I will show you what this looks like on PC. Hello. I am Sign Vector, and as I move away, that should be working properly. As I get closer, I get really loud. So, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I was also thorough enough. Yeah, there is a little bit of stuff to deal with this voice add-on, but of course it's still in beta and there's a lot of things to fix. Right now I've got it as best as I can. Hopefully that's a bye from me. Alright, bye.